Hello everyone, this is Jennifer from Jennifer Biedermann Jewelry. Welcome back to another tutorial. As you can see, I have one earring here that I've completed. What I was doing was I've written a tutorial and I did age it. I put this in a liver of sulfur to show you the finished piece, what it will look like, but we're going to make the other earring today. So I wrote the tutorial today and I said, you know what, I'm going to do a video tutorial for all of you out there so that you can follow along. I have my tutorial right in front of me so that I can follow along also, because once I make something, I always write it down, because if I need to make it again, I know the lengths, I know where I made my turns, that's what I do. So, because I'll forget. So the materials you will need to make this pair of earrings, well, one earring, you're going to need 4 pieces of 22 gauge dead soft wire. They are 20 centimeters each. You're going to need some weaving wire. I'm using a 28 gauge weaving wire. I just cut myself a length. I just pull a bunch off the spool. I cut a length. A lot of people keep it on the spool, but I don't, because I find that it'll get twisted up and kink, and it'll make my weaving wire brittle, or it gets all jumbled and tangled up. So I just cut myself a big long piece, and if I need to add, I'll add. Okay, for the beads. I'm using this, it's a bead, but it's actual a stone. It's a blue crazy lace agate. I love blue, and I love the color of this stone. Love it. I'm also going to be using some other focal beads here. This is a 4 millimeter Swarovski crystals. You can use any bicone you want, regular crystals, but I just find the Swarovskis really shine, so it's worth the investment. Other materials, of course, you're going to need pliers. You will need your flush cutters or cutters. I always have my nylon pliers on hand to get any kinks out of my wire. I'm going to be making small little jump rings for these earrings, so I'm going to use my round nose pliers. I'll show you how to do that when the time comes. And of course, I always have these. I don't know what you call it. It's a bail maker, jump ring maker, whatever. I have 3 different sizes, and it makes perfect circles, and I use this to make my ear wires. And I'll show you how to do that. So what else? Nothing else. Just get your materials together and we'll get started. Okay, so I have all my materials together, but before we get started, I did want to show you something. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. This is my tutorial, and I'm going to be following along with it, even though I just did it today. I just want to make sure that I do everything the way, well, because I have to make an exact piece, the mirror image of the earring. But for those of you who have never seen my written tutorials, this is what it looks like. I still have some adjustments to do and center things and all that, but I did take all my pictures. And as you can see, I'm very straight to the point. I don't write long paragraphs. So this is what it looks like, step by step by step by step until everything is done. Now, I'm not a very patient person, so I wrote the tutorial as if I was reading it, and I don't like reading long paragraphs on what to do, and because I'm just not going to read it. I just want to know what the next step is. So that's what my tutorials look like. Okay, let's get started. So you're going to pick up your 4 base wires. I'm going to be doing 2.5 centimeters of weave here. So I'm going to start slightly to the left. I can always shimmy my weave to the middle when I'm done. So you're going to get your wires together like this, and we're going to place our weaving wire between wire 1 and 2. And again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going to adjust my wires here. Now I'm going to anchor on the first wire just to make sure everything is secure, and I'm going to go around twice. I'm not sure what this weave is called. I think it's called like a modified sumac weave. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that, but I'm not sure what it's called. But I really like this weave. It's a nice dense weave. Okay, next we are coming out from behind towards the front. We're going to go over wires 1 and 2 like this, and then we're going to go between wires 1 and 2. That's Frankie talking, and he's always seems to do this when I start filming. Okay, now we're going to go do that again. We're going to go up over wires 2 and 3, then between wires 2 and 3, up over wires 3 and 4, and instead of going between wires 4 and 3, we're going to go between wires 3 and 2, like this. Now I'm going to come up and coil around this wire 3. Coming down, I'm going to go between wires 1 and 2. I'm going to come up. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. He's fighting with his paw. I'm sorry. Okay, now we're going to go and coil around wire 2. Now instead of coiling around just this one, we're going to come back up and we're going to wrap around wires 1 and 2. Like this, and then we're going to go between, and then that's the weave. Let me go in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, we go up, wrap around wires 2 and 3, go between wires 2 and 3, over wires 3 and 4, we come back down the back, and we're going to go between the wires 2 and 3. We will coil back over wire 3, between wire 1 and 2, up and around wire 2, up around wire 1 and 2, between wires 1 and 2. That's it. And you're going to continue this weave for 2.5 centimeters. And I'm going to weave off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, so I've done my 2.5 centimeters of weave. What you need to remember when you're making earrings is you want to make a mirror image. So I'm not going to continue the weave the way I've been doing it here. I have to do it the opposite side. So here, I've done my 2.5. I'm just going to bend it like this. And then I'm going to put my beads on this wire here. So first I'm putting my Swarovski bicone, the 4 millimeter. Then I'm putting my 8 millimeter rondelle. Then I'm putting my 4 millimeter Swarovski. Okay? Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave my weaving wire here. And I'm going to place it up like this. And then I still have to do some adjusting here. So I'm just going to arc this a little bit more. My weaving wire out of the way. And then what I'm going to do is with this base wire, I'm just going to anchor it right here, leaving a slight, it doesn't have to be exactly tight, just slightly loose, because I am going to use this wire to wrap another weave. So here I'm just going to take this wire, put it in through here. I will use my pliers to, and I'm holding the other wire with my thumb here so it doesn't come loose. I'm just going to yank that and bring it up just so it's anchored there. And I'm just going to leave that wire there for now. So this is what I have. Now, let's look at the tutorial. Next, what I'm going to do is, okay, because this is backwards. Okay. I have 3 wires down here. I'm just going to push those out of the way. Got this wire here, push that out of the way. And I'm just going to, I will be working on these 2 wires here. So my weave is still attached. Because I'm right-handed, I'm going to turn it this way. And I'm going to be doing, let's see what that weave was. Wait a second. Right, I'm working on these. Okay, so I'm going to be coiling 3 times around this wire. 1, 2, 3. Now again, that noise you hear is my baby boy, Frankie. And you know, when I was weaving off camera, he was quiet as a mouse. Didn't make a sound. Then we're going to coil around these 2 wires 3 times. Then between the wires, and then 3 times. You know what? I will come in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. And here we're just doing enough until we can do a little curl to bring it around the other side. So that's what you're going to do, about 1.5 centimeters approximately. Just going to check. Bring it up here. No, I'm going to do 2 more rotations, or 1 more. And 1, 2, 3. And check. Now I'm going to turn this I'm going to turn it clockwise. And before I do that, I do need a few more weaves. So let me do this a little bit off camera so you're not bored with my weaving. And then I will, well, maybe I'll just finish here. I can probably. Okay, now I've done my weave. I'm going to scooch them down, and I'm just going to turn it into a counterclockwise, like this. Just like that. Get these wires out of the way. And what I want to do here is I'm going to take my pliers and I am going to adjust this little curl here so it's sitting the way it should. That's not looking nice at all. I'm going to redo that, but just to show you, you do a little curl here continue the weave and I'll show you what to do next, but I am going to redo this. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, so what I did was I really fixed that up there. I rewove that. And what I'm going to do is I shaped it all around here. And with these two base wires, I'm going to be wrapping it on this wire where I put the beads. So I'm just going to maneuver these in here. And just taking my time. And we're just going to get that weave right up there and then just bend this. And then what I'm going to do, see it's a little bit wonky, I'm going to just correct that here. Just do a little bit of tweaking. Push that down. I'm going to leave these wires here for now. So now, okay, so sorry I didn't do this on camera, but as I was showing you, I was doing the 5 and the 3 and the 5 and the 3. And then what I did was I just turned it into this weave, shaped it around here. I want this sticking out a little bit. I want this going over that Swarovski slightly. And I'm going like this, okay? Now what I'm going to do with this weave is I'm just going to bring it around like this. And then back around. And then what I'm going to do with these wires is I'm going to go ahead and cut them off. Don't worry about these wires showing because we're still working with these ones up here. So I'm going to bring it around the back. I'm going to take my pliers, push these down. Now I'm going to take my pliers and gently make sure that I don't cut anything else but these two wires. Right there, snip. Now, see how these are sticking up? We don't want that. You want to push these in. Always run your fingers, okay? Now, with these wires here, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to bring them around, cut them in the back. Now, here's another little trick that I do to really make sure these are sticking down. I'm going to take my pliers. I'm going to lift them a little bit so that I can just grab them slightly like this. And I'm just going to pull and turn them in so that there's a little curve and then I'll push it down. That's to really make sure nothing is sticking out. As I've said before in other videos, if the person feels something scratching on their neck or their wrist or anything else, they don't know how to fix that. They're just going to take it off and never wear it again. Okay? So this is what it's looking like now. So now we have these 3 wires. So what we're going to do, actually I have to cut more weaving wire. I'm just going to pause this for a sec. Okay, I'm back. Now what we're going to do is we are going to just be working with these 2 wires to do something over here. So I'm going to, what was my weave? It was a 3-3 weave. So I'm doing 3 here, 3 on the base wire, coil, coil 3 times. Now again, you can do whatever weave suits your fancy, okay? I hope that's in focus. All right, 3. compress. I'm just going to cut my tail here right away, as close as I can. This is a really fast project, actually. And if you didn't want to make earrings, you can make a charm. That's the new trend now. Little charms added to necklaces, all kinds of different charms that I've been noticing. Okay, I'm here. I did a little bit of a length. I'm going to continue. I can continue this weave more if I wanted to, but for now I'm just going to show you what we're going to do because I want to come down this way. So I'm going to do a clockwise turn, and magically I've just hidden those wires. Now I'm not liking the way it's sitting, so I'm going to take my pliers and adjust. Make sure your pliers don't have teeth. Otherwise, I'm going to take a look at this one here. Okay. I did a tighter curl there. Now, because I don't have a lot of wire and I don't have a lot of room, I want to scooch these down. So I'm just going to grab this with my pliers. I'm going to take my nylon pliers and I'm going to scooch that down. I will continue my weave coming all the way around, and then I'll show you how to tuck that in. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, so for this piece, you're going to maneuver it like this, just so it's sitting a little bit on the outside. Just let me look at this piece. Okay. Just sitting on the outside of this weave, and then we're going to take these wires and we're going to fish them under these two weaves. Now, if it's difficult, like what's happening here, is I'm just going to lift these weaves a bit so that I can get it under. Pulling gently so that I don't push anything out of whack. Pull it a bit. Take a look at it. I'm just going to take a look over here. It's got a... Okay. Sorry, not looking at the camera at all. Sorry about that. Okay. Just going to push that in a bit. Push this. And with these, I'm just going to bring them around the back. I'm going to cut them and then push them in. Cut. Now, what I like to do is just make a little turn and then push. Okay. Okay. Last wire. And we're done, and we're just going to make a single coil, and what we're going to do is we're going to follow this one along. So take your weaving wire. Now when I coil a single coil, what I do is I just, here, let me move out slightly. I just start at the top, grab the tail, and I just weave like this. I just coil, coil, coil. Stop and compress, being very careful because this is a 22 gauge wire. It'll bend out of shape very easily. And push. Oops, see what happens? I guess I'll just push it down a bit. Push it in. I'm going to cut this wire here. Push that down. And because I kinked my wire here, I'm going to take my nylon pliers and just pull. Okay, so you're not going to watch me coil this whole piece. So let me just coil. I'll come back. I'm going to tuck it in, and then I'm going to show you how to do the jump rings and the ear wires. Okay, almost done. I did a few coils here. We're going to follow along this one by turning it into itself here. Okay, and then we're going to shape it. Now I just need to do a few more coils. So if you need to do more coils, just add coils, and if you do too many, just take them off. So that's, no, a couple more. Okay, I'm going to cut, zoom out. I'm going to cut this. I cut myself a pretty long piece of weaving wire, and I don't need it anymore. Then rather than just throw it out, take my weaving wire, around 2 fingers, and I'll use that again in another project. Okay, so just do that. I'll just put that in a little Ziploc bag. Okay, so nice, Nancy neat. Okay, back to this. We will fish it underneath as we did before. And again, if you can't get it underneath, just get your pliers. Lift the weaves gently so you don't mar your wire. Put that under. Make sure everything is where you want it to be. Check my other earring. Okay. And bring it around the back. Cut the wire. Take your pliers, turn it, push, and check. Always check. Okay, now at this point, you're going to decide if you want it hanging this way or you want it hanging this way. Now for me, I decided that I want it hanging this way. Now, this weave is sticking out a little bit, so I'm always going to be adjusting until it's almost perfect, because nothing is perfect. Okay, there it is. Now, for the jump rings, I'm going to use 18 gauge for my jump rings, and for the ear wire, I'm going to use 20 gauge. Okay, so let me pause. I'm going to go get my wire, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so I've got my 18 gauge here. It's on the spool. I didn't cut it, and I'm just going to use my round nose pliers. I don't need a bunch of jump rings. I just need 2. So let me go out a little bit. I'm going to use the top end here, and I'm just going to turn. Yes, I know it gets smaller as you go, but like I said, I'm not doing 5 jump rings. I'm just doing 2. So they'll be about the same. Just like that. done. Cut my end. Now, to make a jump ring. With flush cutters, if you have flush cutters, to know this, when you cut this side, it's going to be flush. So I'm going to cut here. That's flush, right? Now I'm going to turn my pliers and I'm going to go this way so that I know the other end will be flush. Okay, one jump ring. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Now this one isn't flush because I cut it with the other end. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit to make it flush. Turn it, cut, flush. So here are my 2 jump rings. So if you don't want to cut jump rings every time you have a project, if you want, just like cut a bunch. Now, I'm going to close this jump ring for now. Now, it's best to have actually better not round nose, but pliers, but you want to close this. Okay, let me move out. Jump rings need to be closed properly. So you just rock them back and forth. Pushing together. Again, don't use round nose pliers until it's closed. Okay? This jump ring's open. Excuse me. Choose your side. I'm choosing this side, so I'm going to put my jump ring through here. Okay, putting this jump ring on, closing it up. Why am I putting 2 jump rings? Because the way the earring is going to sit, okay? Got to go this way and then this way. All right, now we're going to start the actual ear wire. I cut myself about 2.5 to 3 inches. You don't need that much, but you need to have it long enough to grab onto something. So you're going to take your round nose and at the very tip, grab it. Make a little circle all the way around so you have this. Now it's a little bit wonky, so I'm going to take my pliers and just push it in, okay? Now you take your, again, don't know what these are called, bell makers? I don't know, I have to look it up. I'm going to use the biggest part. Let me move out. Sitting it right on top where the turn is going this way. And I'm just going to take this and turn it like that. Very easy. Pop it off. I have my turn. Now, this is the part that's going in the ear. So, I will just cut to about here. I'm just eyeball it. Then I take my pliers and I'm going to take it and bend it. And there you have an ear wire. So here, what we're going to do, I'm just going to close this up a little bit. Now this jump ring here, I'm going to just open it up again. Now you do want to pay attention how you're putting this on. So this is the front, right here. And my ear wire is going on this way, because it's going that way. And close up your jump ring. Make sure it's closed properly. I will most likely put a new jump ring on here because I didn't do it properly. But there you go. There's your earring. And here is the other earring. I'm going to age this. What do you think? Dainty, elegant earrings. Okay, so thank you for watching. And I wanted to mention that I started a new jewelry community group on Facebook. It's called Wired Wire Weavers. So why did I start this community? Because it's a place for very new wire weavers and advanced wire weavers who've been doing this for 30 years and more. This is a place to discuss, to chat, to talk, to make friends, to give tips, to ask questions, to get, where you get the best prices for wire, where you can buy cabochons. This is a place to help jewelry makers. And why I did that is because, I have a few friends that I talk about jewelry because this is my passion, but they're not interested. And, they're interested, they're listening to me and all that, but I can see their eyes glazing over when I'm talking about wire weaves and where I got my gemstones and the process. And so, it's good to have a community, a jewelry making community where we can share ideas and tips and tutorials and just help each other grow our skills. So I hope you join. Once you join, I'll just, you'll be accepted and just start posting your pieces and give tips and ask questions. And that's what it's there for, to talk to people who love to do this. So again, thank you for watching. If you like the tutorial, just, give it a thumbs up. You can also visit me on my website, jenniferbiedermannjewelry.com. I have a lot of tutorials there and finished jewelry that you can look at and get some ideas and be inspired. So yeah, thank you for watching. And my next video, I'm going to be posting something for a contest because I really want to give. So I'll let you know what that is on my next video. So subscribe so you can be notified of all videos that will be uploaded. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day.